This is Steve Cheney coming to you live with SC Social Network News here, and we're here talking to our resident Superman expert here, Chris Brockow. And how you doing today, Chris?
Doing good.
Great. It's fantastic that you are taking a few minutes to talk to us, and kind of like to talk to you about your love of Superman. How did that start? And give us a little background on that.
Okay. When I was a child, I've been a diabetic all my life, and from the age of 3, I was always in the hospital. And I believe that when I was at the age of 3, the very first television show I ever saw was The Adventures of Superman, starring George Reeves. And that's what started it. And then I was 13, I think I was 13 years old in 1978 when Superman the movie came on, and then boom, that's when it actually propelled, as my wife would say, an obsession. I call it a hobby. That's when I really got more interested in the character.
Mm-hmm.
But for all my life, my favorite Superman has been George Reeves 1 and Christopher Reeves 2.
Okay. So, what all have you had to do to become the resident Superman expert?
We came to Metropolis. Our first time was in 1998. My wife Helen brought me out here for my birthday, and I fell in love with the town. And it was fantastic. The second year that we came was in 2005, and that's when the Rinaldis had their show, Superman Jeopardy! We decided to go up there, and just not being part of Metropolis, not being a resident of Metropolis, I was just shocked and astounded that I won Superman Jeopardy! Not only was I shocked and astounded, we've been coming every year since 2005. I won Superman Jeopardy! In 2005, 6, 7, 8, I mean, continuing.
Oh, wow.
So I made friends with John Rinaldi, and he was the one that suggested that I should try my hand at my own trivia show. And it took about a year to come up with the idea of start the Superman expert, and then I wrote a letter to Carla. Actually, I should say the Chamber of Commerce, but I wrote a letter to Carla. And at that time, names are escaping me, Angie. Angie was also involved with Metropolis Tourism, and I was talking to her, I think on Facebook, and we were going back and forth with emails, and she was more, I could speak to her more freely, because Carla is always busy. So then I finally got a chance to talk to Carla, and between all of them, they were the ones that put me on the schedule for the Superman expert. So I want to say a big thank you to all of you, especially to you, Carla, Elisa, and Angie. Thank you very much.
So, for those that may have never been to Superman Celebration that might be watching this, tell us a little bit what exactly is the Stump the Superman Expert event.
Stump the Superman Expert is a trivia game show that is centered on the audience. The rules are pretty simple, if I can explain them simply. I'll ask a few questions out to the audience, and then I'll ask a very hard question. And I'll ask people, whoever knows the answer to this question, please raise your hand. It could be something, difficult, like in Action Comics #1 that came out in 1938. Superman could not fly. What could he do? If someone answers leap an eighth of a mile, I would say, congratulations, you're the first expert. Come on up.
Okay.
My wife Helen is now out in the audience with a microphone, and the audience members start raising their hands. Helen will go over to them with the microphone, and the person in the audience is now asking the contestant up on stage a question. If the person in the audience asks a question to the contestant up on stage, and the contestant cannot answer it, the person in the audience has now stumped the expert. That's all.
Gotcha. So it's not a matter of stumping you, it's a matter of stumping the experts in the audience. Okay.
It's an audience,
awesome.
Audience participation show.
Okay.
And this goes on for roughly about half hour, 45 minutes. And then we select the finalists that come up, and then there's a series of questions that they have to ask them in order to get the expert of that year.
All right, fantastic. Now, I understand that you have written a book here
Yes.
called Transition. Tell us a little bit about this book. When did you write it? What inspired you to write it? What's it all about?
Okay. We had a German Shepherd lab. Her name was Abby Ray. We had her for 13 years. She was a big part of our family. With every animal owner, you dread the day where you have to say goodbye. That day came, and it was very difficult for us. And I'm not going to into graphic details because it's still upsetting. We have a very good friend who we met here at the Superman Celebration 2009. That's she became a very good friend to us. called her, pretty much we were crying on her shoulder about everything. And she was talking to Helen, she said, you know, I'm not telling you what to do, but if I was you, I would, you know, there's so many dogs out there that need to be rescued, and there's so many dogs out there that need your love. So I'd be going to work, coming home, and Helen said, come on, let's go. I said, where are we going? So you'll find out. So we went to many different shelters. I don't know how many shelters we went to. We just could not find a dog to replace, you know, our Abbey Road.
Oh, absolutely. It's hard to replace animals when they pass away.
So Helen was looking up at different shelters in our area, and she found a picture of one. So we went to see her, and she was in a foster family. Her name's Susie. We went to see her, and she fell in love with us. She came over, she greeted us and everything, and we left, and we were talking about it, and I said, you know, I think she's the one. I think we went to 1 or 2 more shelters after that. I'm not too sure, and it was just, Susie's the one. So that's how we picked Susie. And we had her for, you know, a little while. She was a year old. We had no idea what happened to her in the puppy lab. She's scared of trucks. She hates car rides. And she's 40 pounds. She's a border collie shepherd mix, 40 pounds. I say she has a Napoleon syndrome because whenever stray dogs come up, she growls at them, and she said, and it's like in her mind, I'm going to get you before you get me, and I'm going to be your friend once I get used to you. We had no idea what happened. So Helen and I were on the couch, and we went back and forth. This could have happened, that could have happened. I'm thinking, this would make a great story. So I started sitting down and started writing out different plots on what could have happened. And I had a thought, image in my mind, an action sequence that could have happened. I wrote that down first, and the story came about that. And it took about maybe a year, a little over a year, to make this book. So this book here, Transition, is a fictional story, but it's based on what could have happened in Susie's background.
Oh, okay. All right. That's pretty neat.
And the camera can pick it up. It's easy reading. It's actually family friendly. This is a story that parents and grandparents can read to their children without any fear of, I don't want to say sex, drugs, and violence because it's the norm of today, but parents and grandparents can read this story to their children without fear of being offended. It's a family-friendly book, and I'm hoping that this story will bring back the feel-good feelings that we had when we had Lassie leave the beach.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So where can, if somebody's interested in this book, where can they get this book at? Is it available online or anything like that?
Yes, it's available online. You can get it on Amazon.com. What you do is you go to Amazon, you type in Transition, Christopher Brockow, Brockow, and bring you right into it.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking a couple minutes to talk to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you for calling.